Thinking about investing in Japan? Since 1950, Japan has seen exceptional economic growth, becoming one of the world's most powerful economies. Bustling cities burst with skyscrapers, bullet trains, and trendy nightlife. Yet beneath the brash modernity beats an ancient heart. This is still the realm of the exquisite art of the geisha and the skill of the sumo wrestler, where ancient festivals are celebrated and food is elevated to an art form. Japan is home to over 127 million people, with more than 8 million people living in the city of Tokyo. The climate varies from tropical in the south to cool temperate in the north, with mostly rugged mountainous terrain. 70% of Japan is uninhabitable because of this terrain. There are many active and dormant volcanoes, as well as 1,500 seismic occurrences every year. The most pressing environmental concerns include air pollution from power plant emissions, degrading water quality, and depletion of aquatic life. Kyoto, the imperial capital of Japan since 1868, is now a major part of the Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto metropolitan area. Tourism forms a large base of Kyoto's economy. The city's cultural heritage is constantly visited by foreign countries as well as school groups across Japan. The city's industry consists mainly of small plants, most of which are run by artisans who produce traditional Japanese crafts. Kyoto's kimono weavers are particularly renowned, and the city remains the premier center of kimono manufacturing. Kyoto's only sizable heavy industry is electronics.
Breaking news, good afternoon. Japan's unemployment rate has hit a 3-year high. It's now 4.4% with 2.9 million people out of work. Exports and imports are substantially decreasing, while deficits of trade and service accounts are increasing. In the housing market, construction is decreasing due to deteriorating consumer confidence and weakening income. Experts agree these numbers will continue to decrease as the current economic situation worsens. With low economic growth forecasts being made in Asia, stock prices are falling. Japan's Nikkei 225 dropped 1.5% yesterday. Japan Prime Minister Taro also met with U.S. President Barack Obama to discuss Japan's current economic situation. Here's what they had to say.
Cornerstone of security in East Asia. It's one that my administration wants to strengthen. We think that we have an opportunity to work together not only on issues related to the Pacific Rim, but throughout the world.
We are the number one and second biggest economy of the world. We will have to work together, hand in hand.
I'm Elle Collins reporting from PC News Live, bringing you the news as it comes.
We now return you to our regular programming, already in progress. Japan is the United States' fourth largest export market after Canada, Mexico, and China, and the second largest foreign investor, with more than $200 billion in the United States. Japan is also the world's second largest economy, with a GDP of roughly $5 trillion in 2008. Japan enjoyed a long period of sustained, albeit shallow, economic growth from February 2002 until October 2007. However, Japan entered a recession in 2008. Major firms in key export industries like automobiles and electronics began to decrease production and terminate contracts for temporary workers. Domestic spending also began to fall, and the situation is generally predicted to worsen in 2009 if the global recession continues and domestic unemployment increases. However, Japan remains a promising market for U.S. exporters, with a market scale ranking near the top of developed nations. Partnerships with Japanese companies enable U.S. companies to leverage their respective strengths, which is vital to remaining globally competitive. Japanese companies emphasize enhancing product development and manufacturing efficiency, making Japan an ideal venue for innovation. Japanese companies continue to expand their market reach throughout East Asia, and their established networks provide U.S. business partners with smooth access to these important markets. Major market opportunities include the industries of computer software, education and corporate training, electronic components, pharmaceuticals, telecommunications equipment, aerospace, new energy power generation, and safety and security. The difficulty of penetrating the Japanese market depends to a great extent on the product or services involved. U.S. companies wishing to enter the Japanese market should consider hiring a reputable, well-connected agent or distributor and cultivating business contacts through frequent personal visits. Japanese attach a high degree of importance to personal relationships, and these take time to establish and nurture. Patience and repeated follow-up are typically required to clinch a deal. The culture and pace of deal-making in Japan are quite different from the United States. Greeting your Japanese counterpart, both a Western handshake and the customary Japanese bow will be performed. Do not be surprised if the handshake lasts longer than what you are used to, and with a lighter touch. Make note of how low someone bows to you. If they are your equal in rank, you should bow to the same level. During business meetings, the younger members of your team should remain quiet, allowing senior ranking members to do all of the talking. In Japan, business entertaining will occur after hours and by the younger members of your team. The higher-ranked executives will use these employees to convey any uncertainties or problems they may have with the business negotiations. You will be expected to drink with your counterpart and most likely drink a lot. Also, do not be surprised if things get a little crazy. It's expected and will be forgotten the next day.
We have all you need for success, and we welcome your business. Why don't you join us? Invest in Japan.
Export and imports are